Zelators, thank you for your love and support. I appreciate you all. You are welcome to Aduba channel. On this channel, I share educational content concerning us in the diaspora and here as well. Something is happening in South Africa that is not good at all. That we are talking about it. Something that we all need to condemn. And then we have a brother who has a message for our brothers and sisters in South Africa. A South African who has also risen against the people in South Africa. According to him, what is happening in South Africa is just a handful of people who are making sure that this becomes a continental thing. And do you know who is leading this march? Is a white woman. According to him, this woman cannot do this in Cape Town, where we have Germans, we have Netherlands, we have other races that are not blacks, because she knows very well that she doesn't stand a chance.
Yet another xenophobic attack happening in South Africa. Can I share that this is not a reflection of us South Africans? Not at all. This is not who we are. There's a small group of South Africans that is making sure that this news becomes continent-wise by these xenophobic attacks. Most South Africans, I repeat, most South Africans are against this. Sadly, we are quiet about it. This is led by Jacinta. Now, the question I always ask myself is, why is she not doing this march to march in Cape Town, where there's a lot of Germans, French, Netherlands, and Americans there? Why is she not doing it? And I lived in Cape Town, so I know Cape Town pretty well. She knows damn well she does not stand a chance there, and tomorrow morning there will be a number of massacred bodies under her name. She doesn't want to take that chance. Instead, she wants to attack the vulnerable and the weak. That is unconstitutional in every way. It is un-South African to do so. Our Constitution rejects this. But then she might have the rhetoric that, oh, immigrants are creating all the crime here. Immigrants are having syndicates here. Yes, it is true. There is some syndicates that is happening inside the townships. And there is some crime that is led by immigrants. But do you want to know the percentage rate of which they are doing these crimes in the whole of the country? 2%. Just 2%. Now just imagine, say, half of the crimes are not reported. That's 4%. Why is Jacinta not marching for HIV, which we got the highest in the world? What about GBV, which, goodness, she could be marching for that? What about the high alcohol intake that is happening in South Africa that is creating a lot of the crimes? Is she marching for that? What about the murder rate, highest in the world? Is she marching for that? She should be marching to the police station and keeping the police account to that, not hurting fellow African brothers. Now, Stogie T, my favorite rapper in all of Earth, born in Tanzania. Why are we not marching against that? Dudizani Zuma, the president's son, President Jacob Zuma's son, born in Mozambique. Why is she not marching for that? What about DJ Fresh, a renowned DJ? Why is she not marching against that? Did you know that we have Khoisan people in parliament in Kenya? Did you know a Xhosa man is president of Botswana? We don't even have a Khoisan person in parliament because we want to stay divided. What about Nigeria, who's given $61 billion to South Africa during apartheid? You know how much that is? I'll tell you. It's a third of South Africa's budget in a year. Yeah, a third. Nigeria gave that to us during apartheid to fight apartheid. What about Algeria, Zambia, and Mozambique? They're the ones that received South Africa to train them how to fight in apartheid. Countries like Tanzania, Swaziland, a whole bunch of countries hosted South Africans in refuge when they ran away. They did not take out a whip. They did not throw them out the country. They stood beside them. What Jacinta is doing is unconstitutional, and she needs to march the right way. It's not march to assault. It's march to march. Stand by what you are saying that you're supposed to stand by. You did not come here to hurt people. It's unconstitutional, and somebody is going to take you to task. Yeah, somebody's going to do it. I'd like to apologize to all the African diasporas in South Africa and also Africans around the continent. This is not who we are. We're against this.
Foreigners are not the problem. We are. Let me say that again. Foreigners are not destroying South Africa. Our failed leaders, our broken economic model, and our silence are. We are chasing Zimbabweans out. while 80% of the land is still owned by white billionaires and apartheid families. We are burning foreign businesses while Anglo-American and ShopRite send out billions each year. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get hate for it, but I'm going to say it because it's true. Immigrants aren't stealing the jobs, they're taking the ones we won't do. In the shadows of a system built on exploitation. South Africa doesn't have an immigration crisis. It has a justice crisis. Let me be clear, I'm not saying open up the borders wide. I'm saying track movement properly. Register people, set up pan-African trade zones, community assemblies, and stop pretending that a passport defines someone's worth. If you're more angry at the street vendor from Malawi than the billionaire who owns the mall in your township, you're not a patriot, you're a puppet. Africa will not rise until Africans stop fearing each other more than they fear capital.
I believe South Africans are neither xenophobic or Afrophobic. Most of them are misinformed when it comes to the issue of migration and foreign nationals. It's because of political leaders who, whenever they're given a platform, they want to plant seeds of xenophobia everywhere they go. So whenever they fail to deliver on something, it's foreign nationals. Are you telling me, especially the ruling party and the opposition, I just want to, especially DA and other political parties that are in this room, because I believe the EFF is actually pan-African. They've made that clear. But with these other political parties, I want to ask you just two questions. If all foreign nationals were to leave this country, are all unemployed South Africans going to be employed? If all foreign nationals were to leave this country, is the health system going to improve in this country?
But why are we Africans allowing ourselves to do what we are doing? And that it's not all South Africans that are supporting this, but the problem is the majority of the South Africans who are not in support of this are quiet. And we are seeing the leaders or the politicians here in Ramaphosa are not acting enough. If in this 21st century, Africans are still rising against themselves, then I wonder when we will ever rise up. I wonder when we will ever change our attitude. I wonder when we will ever come together to see the progress of ourselves. Why are we targeting our brothers and sisters who are blacks? Yet we have other foreign nationals, Europeans, Germans, the French and the like. We are not targeting them, but rather the blacks that we think they are the reason to which we are suffering in South Africa. Yet you have forgotten that these same people supported you during your apartheid system. How can the people who helped liberated you now be a problem in your country? So let's ask you, our brothers and sisters in South Africa. Finally, if they decide that all the black people in South Africa should leave South Africa, will their businesses become yours? Why are you thinking that you are free, but we are the problem? We ask you, are you liberated as South Africans? Do you own your land? Do you own your institutions? Do you own anything in South Africa, even including your politicians? The reason to which Julius Malema has been making noise is this. What you need to channel your energy towards, you are not doing it. So today you are doing this. If they finally ask that all South Africans in any other part of Africa should come back home, how would you feel? The most painful aspect is you only cause trouble for the people who are not interested in what you are doing. If you cannot have education, if you cannot have proper health care, it is not because of your brothers and sisters, it is the system that is working against you. So you need to channel your energy towards fighting for a better system, not to think that somebody else in your skin is your problem. We need to wake up. We really need to educate ourselves. And I think South Africans, you need proper education, because the things that you are doing, majority of the people are not in support of it. And you think now you are doing the right thing, but you don't know the harm you are causing for yourself. And don't fight trouble. Do not find trouble for your brothers and sisters who are living in other African countries, doing their businesses and having their own peace of mind. Don't collapse other businesses because people labored to get to where they are. So don't use your own problems to cause problem in other countries. United we stand, divided we fall, and united we keep standing forever and ever. The greatest enemy of the African is mental slavery. So let's decolonize ourselves from mental slavery. Let's keep sharing to educate our brothers and sisters. Together we make Africa great for ourselves and the next generations that are going to come. So that's the latest around the world in Africa, Southern Africa, and in South Africa.